It gets incredibly frustrating, my friends, to come on here every week, month after month, and point out what's going on in the world, to put out the films that I do and show you what the nature of this reality is, to look at the situation we are facing and to see how easily it could be fixed, and to have people simply refuse to wake up. You really want to know how to fix the problems of the world, change your energetic state, put yourself in a state of love, and stand up and do the right thing. Stand up and speak. Stand up and have a voice. You don't have to be somebody to have a voice. You just have to be you. You just have to be someone willing to speak. Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm a faceless voice on the airwaves. Nobody knows anything about me. I'm just a person who is willing to speak out. And I speak out because I understand what my connection to everybody and everything in this world actually is. I speak out because it's the right thing to do. You don't have to be a famous person to have a voice. You just have to be willing to speak. And if you can put away the fear, step away from the fear, and put yourself in a state of unconditional love, it's very easy to have a voice. I still show frustration to people if they do the wrong thing, absolutely. I mean, even Christ overturned the tables of the money changers. He took after them with a bullwhip. And he knew what unconditional love was. I mean, I can say what I do to Mr. Obama. I can say what I do to Kevin Rudd. I can say what I do to the Rothschilds. I can say you're a bunch of lying criminals. And I'll challenge any one of you to a public debate. None of you would have the guts to face me. But that doesn't mean that I hate you. I love you. I pity you for being the criminal scumbag that you are, and for your willingness to flush the rest of this human consciousness down the toilet in order for personal gain, in order to satisfy your energy rituals, and all of the ridiculous stuff that you get up to, because you don't know how to tune into the source, and you don't know how to understand what pure unconditional love is. I pity you because you're caught in the false ego that you are, that makes you have to serve self and serve ego rather than serve the creation for the Creator. I pity you for what you are, but I don't hate you. I hold no malice towards anybody that I speak out against in any of these shows. I love all of them, but that will not stop me speaking out against the evils that some of these people do. And I'm not judging. You know, this is the thing with the New Age movement as well. You know, you talk about people being evil, you talk about this, you talk about that. Oh, it's just a reflection of yourself. It's a mirror. You should just let everybody do whatever they want to rip everybody else off in the world and just agree with it, because otherwise it's a manifestation of yourself. I mean, these people are completely lost. They don't know how it really works. I can speak out against the atrocities of people like President Obama. I can speak out against some of the actions of some of the people that I know when they act unconsciously towards others. But I don't hate these people. I don't hold ill emotion to these people. I love these people, but I'll speak out against their actions because it's the right thing to do. Putting up with the actions of somebody else when they do the wrong thing is, why don't you speak out? Why won't you speak out against somebody? Because of fear. That's why. You won't speak out because you're afraid of what the emotion might raise within you, or you're afraid of what people might think about you, or you're afraid of how the person might react. Well, forget that. Put away the fear. Say what's right when it needs to be said. Do the right thing in all that you do, and be prepared to speak out and to have a voice when you see the wrong thing being done, because that voice may just help to wake up that particular frequency, which is that person committing that wrong act. That act of you speaking out may just wake that person up and put them on the right path. And then some people will say, well, isn't that judging? How can you judge whether what someone is doing is the right thing or not? Well, that's simple, folks. Are they doing what they are doing from love? I mean, a lot of people do the wrong thing, folks. Look at Obama. Look at what's going on with the war. You know, if you think this is right and this is being done out of love, well, you've got rocks in your head. But if you speak out against someone, don't do it because you hate the person. Do it because it's the right thing to do. Don't hate the person. The person is polarized. Look at this world. Look at what's being done to all of the people in this world. If you're not being terrorized in a Middle Eastern country and having bombs dropped on your farm and your children taken away from you, Then you're being brainwashed by toxins in the Western society. And you're being programmed by television. You're being microchipped. You're being kept in a state of fear and kept in a state of self-service, preoccupied with sex instead of beauty and love. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sex, but unbridled lust, which is what we're taught in the Western world, is not right at all. You look at all the video clips, turn the sound down on almost any pop video clip, and it looks like soft porn. But then you get told, oh, not to have dirty thoughts. So they hit you with this stuff, and then they tell you not to think it. They do everything they can to mess you up, folks, and there's nothing wrong with sex. There's absolutely nothing wrong with sex. It's just the way it is presented in Western society. It's just presented in such a way to completely mess you up. That's why they do it. And they fill you full of all these toxins and all this rubbish and all this just utter crap, and you swallow it while the world around you is raped. They harvest all of this energy off all these people, all this negativity all the time. And we just buy into it. And that's the thing, folks. It's not the fact that they are doing it, it's the fact that we're buying into it. Because that's what most of this society does. It just buys into all this stuff. It buys into all this image stuff and all this war and bloodshed, and everything about our societies is just designed to generate negative energy. And it's being done for a reason. Start loving those around you. Start understanding what the true nature of this reality is. Start doing the right thing in all that you do. Break down the barriers between you and your neighbours, between you and your neighbours in the next unit, in the next house, in the next county, in the next country. There is no division among any people. We're all connected. We're all the same. Understand that, and the whole system breaks down. And we can still have our infrastructure. We can still have our jobs. We can still have all of our technology, everything we want. But there's no reason for us to have it at the expense of other people. There is no reason for any war to be fought in any country on this planet. Every single one of them is done by design. Every single one of them. Every single war that has been fought on this planet in the last 200 years, and probably before, has been orchestrated by the ruling banking cartel and the European monarchy. Every single one of them. These are the people who are in control of the United States government. These are the people who are in control of the Australian government. These are the people who are in control of every single country that has a central banking system. This is how it works. All we have to do is start doing the right thing by each other. Wake people up. Talk to people around you. Sit them down. Play them this radio show. Do whatever you have to do, folks. But wake people up. And stand up and stop the wanton bloodshed and murder that is taking place in countries like Afghanistan and Iraq at the hands of the criminals who are running our governments. These wars are illegal, folks. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I don't give a damn what President Obama says. I don't give a damn what Congress says. I don't give a damn what Prime Minister Rudd says. These wars are illegal. People are being killed. Civilians are being murdered by our governments. We need to stop it. We absolutely need to stop it. It's absolutely not acceptable. We need to go say to our governments, hey, stop it or step down. If you can't do the job properly, we'll put someone in charge who can do the job properly, and we'll make sure they're honest by removing this corrupt monetary system and putting in a legitimate monetary system. We don't want the world run by central bankers anymore. We want it done properly. The key, folks, is understanding our connection to each other and putting ourselves in a state of unconditional love. Have a look at what's going on overseas. Have a look at everything that I talked about in the first 30 minutes of this show. Step back and look at it properly. Look at what's happening to the world. It's all completely unnecessary. It's all completely contrived. Don't believe anything these governments tell you. None of it. They're a bunch of liars. They're a bunch of criminals. And as I said, I'll challenge any member of any of our governments to a public debate. I guarantee none of them would want to face me.